승부석 2.
I'm #1 on the charts.
Yeah, you got the beard judges out there, and Wolf took first place. Tasteless was second. Maybe someone can tell him about that a little bit later. Guys, we're going to jump into game number 2. It's going to be on Frozen Temple for Trap versus Patience.
얼어붙은 상으로 떠납니다.
Here we are in Frozen Temple for game number 2. Down in the bottom right in the purple, the Protoss player losing that last one. It is Patience from the Afrika Freaks.
His opponent to the top left, in accomplishments, he is definitely the underdog here. It is Trap. Opponent's already great PvP in game number 1. Perhaps to prove that is not in fact the underdog. He is the upper dog in this match. So far,
the overdog.
Yeah. The above dog.
What's the opposite of under?
Dog on top. Like.
What's the opposite of underwolf?
Over?
Yes. I'm glad you came to terms with it.
All right. I'll give you this.
It's okay.
I'll give you this. You still can't grow a beard, though.
Oh, man. That is, wow.
Burned.
Shots fired here on the cast. It is true, though. There is that one secret cast. It's out there where I actually had a mustache. I'm not going to mention when that was or what cast that was, who I was casting with, but yeah, I had a mustache. And under the lights, because my facial hair is too thin, it was very see-through. It did not look good. Looked like a pedophile. So next day, or actually that night, I shaved it off, and the next day we had a cast too, and I showed up without my mustache.
Yeah, you were.
I was just giving it a try, you know, because basically all I can grow is a mustache and a beard, or like a chin thing, you know, maybe like a failed goatee.
You just have to wear the spy disguise mustache, and you can pull it off. No one will ever know it's fake.
I should do that, actually.
I may have just said this live on TV, but like anyone who doesn't watch our broadcast,
you ruined our Halloween cast plans. God, Wolf.
Anyone who doesn't watch our live broadcast will never know that your mustache was fake, because you're the type of guy who would look good with a mustache for sure.
Maybe if it grew in well enough, but maybe someday. Maybe when I'm like 35, if I'm casting until then.
I think you will be, if you want to be.
Yeah. I want to be. Casting is fun.
Well, we are going to see a quick expand here this time for Trap a little bit faster. Patience adding another gateway, so this build variation gets really exciting. This is where we're going to see some 1-base, 3-stalker, slow warps, unless he adds a 4th gateway out there, which would be 2 Wings of Liberty for me. I'd have to walk off the cast, but we'll see what he does. It's probably just going to be the slow warp ends. This does get scouted, the stalker pressure. And also, this is a great scout here from Patience, because now he knows there's no proxies or anything weird out on the map that he would have to worry about. Robo coming out here. Basically, it's whether he gets the Immortals out in time to hold or not is what decides who wins this game.
Oh, Trap might walk into this. No, good reaction. Does walk away. I think he did see the other 2 stalkers. Yeah. He's going to be happy about that Robotech coming up here. He needs to get Immortals out ASAP.
Although, he's sending his Mothership Core across the map.
He brings it back now.
I was going to say, if he sends that across, it leads me to believe he did not know.
Maybe you wanted to check like a very common location for Oracles, actually, because 3-stalker or 3 Gateway Oracle builds, all-ins are pretty common too. We see Zest do that a lot.
All right, the probe is in position so that Patience can transition out of this whenever he wants. He's going to see this.
Slip on by. Did he see it though?
Well, let's see how he reacts back at home. A Warp Prism is on the way. He has 2 sentries. The Mothership Core is so important right now, but this is still so much DPS. He can just target down the pylon if he gets in range. And he is in range. He's going to target that down. Sentries can't do much to stop this. Down it goes. All he can do is Force Field, but if he does that, he loses control of his natural. He needs to give that Mothership Core back as well. He absolutely cannot lose it. Another Warp in up, actually 2 Adepts and a Sentry. Looks like he's going to try to contain here using that Sentry.
Interesting that he goes for a Warp Prism here. He's just going to go for a counterattack
Well,
and just hold the ramp because he's read that there's a contain. Now the Adepts come up here and sees the Chrono Boost on the Robo that's not building anything, so maybe Patience will know this is coming.
It's a good point. These Adepts get a little bit of probe damage done. He kind of walk home, but if he walks home, he loses his contain. This is only a few Stalkers here, and this Nexus is not completed. Let's see if he warps in or not. He has enough money for a warp in. He's going to just knock this pylon down. Let's see how Patience reacts as well. I mean, his Nexus is so far along, canceling would be so painful, but I don't think he necessarily has to. He's going to warp in the Stalkers and use overcharges here in the main, and he can send part of his army home. Really, the only thing that's important for the contain back at home is the Sentry. And, yep, see, like, there he only leaves the Sentries. Not even going to commit to anything more than one more force field.
Yeah, pulls back now. I think those are the 2 Sentries coming across the map now.
Just dropped one more force field, then even wants to save those Sentries so that he can have them for a defense against another counterattack. Also, Trap doesn't have any defense against warp-ins from this pylon set up just yet, so, or rather, he hasn't cleaned up the pylon, so he will have to have defense against warp-ins that could come from that. So attacking is very difficult right now for Trap. In fact, he's teched all the way up to Disruptors here. Now, this is a greedy move, but it could pay off. When you're this far behind, economy-wise, sometimes you have to make decisions like this.
And Patience did get that scalp, by the way, so very nicely done. This Warp Prism is kind of trapped for now.
It's in Warp Prism Purgatory.
Oh, we should go back and get that.
He wants to bait it.
Yeah.
He wants him to think he's not paying attention, but he is. Still a good reaction by Trap.
Those 4 Stalkers are kind of trapped now, though. You know, if he has any defense in the main to defend against the Warp Prism, which he does, he's got 2 Stalkers and the Mothership Core. He can kind of just leave that out there and eventually go for an attack where Trap has 4 less Stalkers.
Oh, that's true. All right, Warp Prism speed. He's going to be using this for, you know, probe harass here to catch up on workers. If you look, I mean, right now Patience is at 38 to 27 because of the double Nexus, the double Chrono he's had for so long. Trap also lost workers at his natural.
He also lost the Nexus.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, he lost his Nexus entirely, right? So he's lost mining. A much better position here for Patience, but the Disruptor, you know, just come across the map. Here it is. He has this speed prism to help micro it.
Oh, and now he's seen it, so that's about all the damage it gets. And now he immediately runs away.
If he just goes home with the prism, though, he loses the game. The tech advantage he has is not like something where he goes like, okay, I saved these and I come back with 5 prism or 5 you know, of these and I win the game. He has to find damage with this right now. He's that far behind, so he can't go home. And Patience needs to split.
Where's the splits? Oh, he kills it instead and lifts the other one. GG. There you go.
All you have to do if you, you know, if you are positioned correctly with your Phoenix to lift that, all you have to do is lift. And that's as simple as it gets. He also got the Phoenixes, which will help clear the Warp Prism that was to the south. Some 2 advantages he could get from that.